I'm often asked which chaining method goes with which behavior, and I have searched far and wide for a very specific black and white answer to that question. I looked through textbooks and articles to find a recurring theme, and guess what? There isn't one. And that's not helpful. So how do I help you answer test questions about this? Well, as you may have guessed, I have a few considerations that I know will help you. So let's start with forward chaining. Important considerations. Great for long and difficult behavior chains or routines where slow, systematic learning is expected. So it's good if there is focus on acquiring one step at a time and then gradually connecting the steps. Now keep in mind, with this method, you won't get to the end for a while, so it's best not to use behaviors that have important terminal outcomes, like, clean hands or eating a meal or getting to go outside and play. Now, next we have total task chaining. This is a variation of the forward chain, and that just means you learn the steps from start to finish. But in this method, the client has to be taught the entire routine each time you run the program and have them execute the chain. We, of course, prompt and support as needed, connecting acquired steps with prompted steps until the client does the whole routine in its entirety, independently. This is great when the client already knows some of the steps, and it would be a waste of time to start over, so to speak, by focusing on each step with just the basic forward chain. This is also great for those super short chains that can be taught very quickly. Oh, and speaking of that, keep in mind that if you're using the total task chaining method, your client is being asked to learn each step every time. So make sure your client can handle that much information all at once. And unlike the forward chain, this is a great option for any behavior with an important terminal outcome. Like, again, clean hands, food to eat, a phone that's plugged into charge, and last but not least, we've got the backward chaining method. This method, like the total task, gets to the end each time, so it's also good for when the terminal outcome is important. But where this method really takes the cake is that it allows you to reach the terminal outcome, but like the forward chain, the client only has to learn one step at a time. So that's helpful if learning a whole routine would be too much and an unreasonable ask. This method works great also for shorter and simpler skills, as well as with clients who struggle attending and require more prompting or are just slower to acquire new skills. And a variation of this chain is backward chaining with leap aheads. This just means we assess any steps that may already be in the client's repertoire or they acquired during the training, and we skip the training phase. We still run the steps, but we don't spend time training it because we don't need to. So I've given you a few considerations that I hope will help, but keep in mind, these are just factors to consider. At the end of the day, each learner has unique needs, and what we consider easy versus difficult is also relative. So be flexible and look for the details. Do we need to get to the end each time? Do we need to learn each step slowly and systematically? Is the skill challenging for this client? Does this client need a lot of support? Does the client have some or most of the steps in their repertoire? Does the client do well learning one step at a time and reaching the end each time? Chain, 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 chain. Hope that helps.